Hey guys, it's Omer from MMOs.com. Do a quick first impressions gameplay video for Savage Hunt Dragon's Prophet, a free-to-play action MMORPG developed by Runewaker and published by Gamigo. I'll spend about 10 to 15 minutes on the ground. Check this game out. Make comments if you guys do want to play Savage Hunt or just learn more about this. Do check out the whole review on MMOs.com on the link below. Let's go and get started right now. We are on our character Angel Babe QTX, and you can see this game has the best boob physics I've ever seen in any MMORPG. Just look at them go. And you can see my character looks absolutely absurd because I simply wanted to see how far I can stretch it. And you can do some crazy things in appearance customization here. But look at those boob physics at work. Holy moly. They got some absurd physics in Savage Hunt. By the way, this is actually the same game as Dragon's Prophet. They did relaunch it as Savage Hunt though. So the game originally came out in 2013. And for some reason they relaunched it in December of 2017. But right now we're basically in this basic town area. And let's get started right now. It is an action MMORPG. There's some actually really interesting elements of Dragon's Prophet / Savage Hunt which are worth mentioning, but we'll talk about those while we kind of kill things. First of all, the game is really about taming and collecting dragons. It's got this really cool, almost like Pokemon-like collecting elements, and you can tame these dragons and you can ride them. So if you're thinking Riders of Icarus, it's actually very much like Riders of Icarus because you can tame countless dragons in game. I think there's about 600 in-game dragons you can tame. So let's go pull one of these bad Aquarian Assailants. How to kill those? I gotta kill, let's see. We kill Aquarian Digger Rats, I think, is what we gotta kill. Let's go find those Digger Rats. That one right there? Nope, more Assailants. I think I kill those as well for our quest, but let's go jump off of this bad boy. And we can actually summon our dragons as well. You can see if I click Alt F2, we can summon one of our dragons to fight with us. So we can target, let's go kill this Aquarian Grave Robber. Get a little bit closer. And there we go. I'm not sure why it's lagging over there, and we are fighting it right now. Use our combo attack over there. And we're gonna kill this guy pretty quickly over here. The combat is action-oriented. Was that a quest over there? I know we got a lot of quests over here. We got some more grave robbers. Can we scroll through these real quick? There's a lot of side quests in this game, so we gotta kill some grave diggers as well. Let's go find some grave diggers and grave robbers. Not these assailants. There's the robbers we gotta kill. Let's go kill these bad boys right here. So combat is action-oriented, but really the core element here is actually taming and collecting dragons. That's really the coolest part about Dragon's Prophet / Savage Hunt. Again, not sure why they changed the name over there. We can loot this bad boy over here as well if we need to, but it's got pretty lame loot for us. Now we're playing on the English version of the game, but the ping is actually quite high. It's about 200 ping because I think the servers are officially based in Europe. So there's some ping for American players, which is definitely a problem in an action MMORPG. But I do want to talk about the actual good parts about Savage Hunt because there are some actually interesting elements here. So my pet dragon over here, as I fight with it, actually gets stronger. So if I bust out my go to my dragon stable over here. I can have up to 2 dragons at once. You can unlock additional slots for in-game currency, for premium currency rather, which actually this is the most annoying part about this game. So many things are behind paywalls that would make the game so much better. But we can have up to 2 dragons at once. And you can, I think you have another 6 slots. You can put your dragons into your bank. It's called your lair. And in your lair, you can actually train your dragons to do various things for you, like resource gathering or just leveling them up while you're AFK. So they can kind of level up and train on their own for an hour or so at a time. So our dragon is unsummoned now, and now it's on cooldown. We have to wait to resummon it again, at least until its stamina goes up, and we can keep it up longer. Again, very similar to Riders of Icarus. So the actual, because there's over 600 dragons in this game, it's actually really neat. Because there's just so many different dragons in the game that you can actually tame, and you'll see me bump into dragons, as we run around over here too. And if I can show you the quick, where's the Book of Dragons? It's in here somewhere. We can't find it right now, but down here, dragon stable. Nope. And we can't summon that dragon again for another 27 seconds. But if I have multiple dragons out, with me in my dragon stable, I can summon all of those and take turns using them. And what's interesting is that the dragons you actually have actually influence what skills you have access to. So you can see my E ability. It says corrosive something. By having a certain dragon that I have equipped right now, I can actually use that ability. So not only do you gain abilities for your character class, there's only 4 classes in the game, unfortunately. I'm playing as a sorceress. But not only do you get abilities for your character class, you get abilities for the dragons you actually control. Which is actually really neat because there are, again, about 600 dragons in the game that you can actually have, which is absolutely insane. That is just, there's so much variety over there. In fact, more so than most games. There's just so many things you can tame and collect. You have a transportation book too, which is actually a really neat feature. I like to see other MMORPGs do this. Any place you see in the game, you can actually create a teleport point, and you can go back to that location. And you have so many of these slots as well, so you can easily find cool locations in the game and just teleport them instantly. So it's kind of a way of quick traveling the game the way you want, rather than just teleporting to a particular town. And that actually works quite well. So let's go back to, I want to pull up my Book of Dragons. There it is. So you can see I have one of Verdant Predator Dragon. I have a Carnivorous Ash Dragon. My Carnivorous Ash Dragon is back in town inside my lair, which is basically my dragon bank. View it as almost like a Pokemon Center. You can drop into the PC. And you can just see how many families of dragons there are. and there's so many different kinds of dragons in each one, and they all have their own pros and cons. They all can be leveled up differently. So there is this weird Pokemon training element in Savage Hunt, which I think works surprisingly well. Now, on the flip side, it's a really cool system, and there's a lot of neat things about Savage Hunt, but so many things are behind the paywall, which is very weird. You can only have 2 dragon slots for free, and after that, next 4 you have to pay for. And that applies to the lair as well, which is, again, your Pokemon bank, your dragon bank. You get 2 slots there for free, and the rest you have to pay for, and that is super frustrating because the most fun part about this game is when you see a dragon, you want to tame it. Because, you know, they're not that rare necessarily, but, you know, they're all over the place. And you want to tame every dragon you see, which is, again, a mega cool element of this game, but you simply can't. Because you only have 2 slots. So if you see a dragon and you want to tame it, you have to go back to the bank and deposit one of your existing dragons. And if you already have 4 dragons, 2 in the bank, 2 in the inventory, that's it. You're donezo. You can't get any more dragons unless you pay. So you have to let one of your other dragons go in order to capture the next one. So the coolest part of the game is almost, you can't really experience it in a fun way because collecting dragons is mega cool, and it actually gives you a reason to play the game and level up all your dragons, get tons of variety. And I think it's, again, it's interesting. We've seen a lot of MMORPGs basically copy other games and do the same shit, but it's got this really cool Rise of Icarus thing going, and I think it's actually pretty neat. And it's a game you can have fun with, but the flip side is, of course, you're very limited with how much you can do for free, and it's mega frustrating to not be able to tame a dragon, because the first time I tamed the dragon in this game, I'm like, holy shit, that was really cool. And you tame it by playing a pretty short mini game, pretty simple stuff. And it's actually, you know, it's not really hard to tame it, but just being able to see every dragon and taming them all is actually kind of cool. Now, the lag you're seeing is definitely frustrating as well. We were playing, again, with about 200 ping with an action MMORPG. It makes it so it doesn't run really, really well, unfortunately. Like, we're lagging again right now. Though the servers weren't this bad the other day when I played. And this is actually one of those games, too, you can actually die in, which I kind of like. Because you can't just pull like 10 enemies and expect to just not die. If you pull too many enemies, you actually will die. You take things a little bit slower. There's actually some difficulty, which is kind of nice. But these guys were killing our, you know, a little bit higher level for us, but we're killing them one at a time, so it's a-okay. So we have to, well, I think we completed at least one quest. Over here, we got to expose corpses. What is this quest? We have to tend to grave diggers. We got to burn the bodies. Where are the bodies to burn? And we heal out of combat as well. We have potions too, of course. Let's go find these bodies to burn. They have to be in this area too. And again, let's go click tab to fly on our pet. Basically, any dragon you have in the game, you can fly with as well. You can see the various flying speeds. As your actual pets get stronger, or you tame other dragons, those stats will actually change as well. Another weird thing about this game I don't like is that, like, despite there being some really cool systems in place and that you can't experience all of them in a fun way, there's a lot of little things that are annoying as well. Namely, in a game with flying mounts that you get right away, this is the highest I can fly. This is it. Like, I have this really cool looking dragon, and the graphics aren't terrible in this game. Why can't I fly higher? I want to get this really cool bird's eye view in the sky. You know, if you remember Revelation Online, that game has its own problems, but at least you can fly really high in the game, and it was really cool. Here, this is it. This is the highest I can fly. What's even the point? Like, you give me this cool flying mechanic, but I can barely glide like 10 feet off the ground. I mean, give me some more height. You know, it'd be so much cooler. I mean, obviously each area is a little bit different. Once I get in this town, I should be able to fly a little bit higher, but you still can't climb on top of this building. This is the furthest I can climb here too, which is very, very silly. And you saw the quality boob physics too. That's another A+ feature in this game. We can jump off this guy, fall back down. And you can see the graphics in this game are a bit World of Warcraft inspired. And that's because a lot of elements in this game are kind of copied from other games. Because it is made by Runewaker, the guys that did Runes of Magic. Which I still maintain is, for the time, was a pretty great WoW clone. I had a lot of fun playing Runes of Magic back in the day. Let's go talk to the Alchemy Merchant Julie. Another really weird thing, I mean, besides the interface, again, looking very much like WoW. If you buy items from the, you know, you can see the NPC. This menu looks very much like WoW. A lot of, like, the stores in this game look like WoW. But what's weirder is there's some really weird UI problems in this game. Like, where is the... First of all, look at that high ping right now. That's my problem right now. But where is my currency right now? If you look at the screen, you would think your in-game currency would be displayed at the bottom of the store or in your backpack. Like, that's common sense. This is like basic design 101 over here. But no, it's actually in the bottom left. It took me a little while to figure that out. And it's just weird that they don't put things in intuitive spots. Again, it's almost like they didn't test this game or they didn't run this by some basic designers, because there are some really cool elements here which I like. But the problem is there is just so much stuff that's annoying that you have to pay for, and it gets in the way. And they nickel and dime you in so many ways. In fact, if you want to train your dragons in the most efficient way possible, actually in the dragon layer, you have to pay money as well. Because the way some of the dragon taming works, rather the dragon training, is you can actually level up your dragons offline. When you go back to your lair, you can give your dragons tasks to do. So it's almost like there's examples in other games where you can kind of get your NPCs to. I think in Final Fantasy 14 you can do it. You can get your retainers to do various things for you, go on quests, return with money. Here you can get your dragons to collect resources for you. You can get them to train and gain experience. And as they train and get better experience, you can unlock better skills. And those skills actually help your dragon in combat, because your dragons are your pets as well. But they also give you abilities. So the way what dragons you have, what dragons you've tamed, play a part in your character's, almost your character's customization, your abilities and whatnot, which again is really cool. But if you pay money, you can speed up your leveling so much. You can actually, make your training way more efficient. So we're flying to this, the starting town over here. Again, you really can't fly that high, which is kind of annoying. This area is definitely a little bit higher at least, but this is the highest we can fly over here as well. I want to start soaring in the skies. That'd be way, way cooler. And the way the maps are designed too, it almost feels like a hallway. Like, look at this design. It's literally a hallway blocked by mountains. So I know Runewaker's had that same problem, but it did have some more open zones as well. But when you have a hallway-like designs, it kind of, makes the charm of these flying zones not nearly as charming, at least in my opinion. So now we're in Helmoth. Let's go talk to our layer manager over here. And don't get me wrong, there's actually some really cool things in Savage Hunt, but there's a lot of weird and screwed up things as well, where they could have made a much better game had they just polished it up a lot more. Let's go talk to this guy. He tells us about dragons. Go to our dragons layer. So we can see my my Carnivorous Ash Dragon is doing something right now, and his meter's got another hour left on it. But I'm riding this dragon right now. We can click on this guy, and we can't use him right now because he's already fetching stuff for us. But basically, in an hour he'll gain experience. But if I want to train him for even longer, I gotta pay even more money, which is kind of annoying. Let's go get off this mount right now, and I'll show you. Go to my dragon. You can do egg incubation as well to grow new dragons. Can we deposit this bad boy in my dragon chamber? There we go. He's in here now. And from here, we should be able to go to dragon processes, and it basically gives you something for him to do. He can learn new skills. He can ore collect. He can do some herb collection. This is how resource gathering works in game. You use your dragons, and let's say we wanted to do some skill training. An hour spent is this is in-game currency right here. This copper. But the problem is, if you want to do it for 24 hours at a time, you got to spend, of course, the premium currency. Premium currency gets in the way of a lot of the fun in this game. Because again, you only get 4 slots for free. 2 in your lair and 2 on your actual dragon stable. But the coolest part of the game is having tons of dragons and taming them all. But you simply can't enjoy that unless you're willing to pay, or you get stuck with the two limitation of there, which is very, very frustrating. Combat itself is kind of cool, but if you're not playing from Europe, you're going to get the higher ping, and it makes it a bit annoying. Beyond that, again, the game, you get stat points every time you level up. There's good customization. There's only 4 playable classes, though, which is unfortunate, but much of the customization comes from taming certain dragons, so that's not that big of a deal. I would have liked to see more class options, though. The appearance is pretty hilarious. You can do so much with it. It's no perfect world, actually, but it's pretty hilarious how much you can play with your customization. So you can see all your stats here, too. Every time you level up, you get those good old stats. But yeah, that's Savage Hunt. It relaunched in 2017. It's still the same game as Dragon's Prophet from 2013, just the relaunch version. I'm sure they added some more content later in the game, but there's some weird optimization problems too. It doesn't run as smoothly as I would like it to run. And when I open my map sometimes, for example, and if I move around, after a while I start lagging. It's working just fine right now, but oftentimes when you open up your map, the frame rate drops a lot. So there's some small issues with the game. And honestly, I feel this could have been a really fun game. And even as is, it's a game you can have fun with, but some of the cash out limitations and some of the wonky design kind of gets in the way of the fun. I actually would have played this a lot more personally. If I could just tame every dragon I see and just have a huge list of, I want to collect them all. All right, that's a fun part about games where you collect shit. I mean, in Final Fantasy XIV, in World of Warcraft, people love collecting mounts, minions, and pets. It's fun. But here, you can't collect all of them, unfortunately. You just gotta, you get 4, and then you keep letting them go to get more, and then you really can't get a huge, awesome team. But yeah, that's Savage Hunt. If you want to play it or learn more about it, do check out the full review on MMOs.com on the link below. We'll do one last dance to check this out. Look at this quality dance, boys. This is A+ boob physics. Later, guys.